it up for DJ Twilight. Y'all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Jodi-Ann Burey, for making Lit Lounge, the people's art, a thing. Thank you for being beautiful. Thank you for being black and brown. Oh my God! Lord Jesus, if you spend any time in this motherfucking city, you know how fucking real that is. Before I begin, I just have to say, I am deep in grief. This summer has been a summer of death. And I would be remiss if I did not name that. I literally spent this morning in a church for a funeral service for what I'm calling my best ex. 'Cause I don't know what to call this person, but I've loved her for 15 years. She was probably my first real love, first person to really break my heart, you know, that good fuck you up heartbreak. Just like, and you're like, I'm never getting over this shit. And then you look around 15 years later and that's like your best friend that you think you're gonna like grow old with. How did that happen, right? That was Sarah Freeman. So I had to name that. But before that, I had said yes to this. And I had a plan to bring you something juicy and delicious. And I still want to bring you something juicy and delicious. So I'm going to do that anyway. Because sometimes you got to live beside the grief. Because it's still there and it's going to come back. It's going to shake your hand. It's going to say, how you doing? And I can't live inside it anymore. I gotta live beside it. And I see some nodding heads, so I think some of y'all got a big old hole inside of you too, yeah? Okay, cool. So we're gonna hold each other tonight. But we're gonna get juicy too. So I picked that song because sometimes you ever find yourself being like, wait a minute, that's not how that happened. That motherfucker really trying to rewrite a narrative, and I was there, and that's not what happened. So I found myself in upstate New York in July, which is horrible. 0 to 10 stars, do not recommend. I was in residency. It was muggy as shit. I'm from Arizona. And they're always like, but it's a dry heat. And I was like, bitch, it's hot in Arizona. I don't know if you've ever been, but I don't care if it's dry or wet, it's hot. And then I went to upstate New York in July. And I was like, but it's a dry heat. Oh, that's what they mean. You put something wet on you and be like, oh, it's a dry heat, right? In upstate New York, it's a wet heat. It's a wet and it's clammy and it's ugh. And I was there, and I was sitting in the grass, and the grass is itchy, but the sky was gorgeous. And it would do these magical things, and then the night would fall, and there were lightning bugs. There ain't no lightning bugs in Arizona, just shit that will kill you when it comes out at night, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is like, ooh, this like makes you wait for it. Oh, I remember that. So I decided to write, because you don't fuck with a writer unless you want to be written about. And because I was on the grounds of this white woman who wrote sonnets, I was like, I'm gonna write sonnets. But then sonnets are really hard to write. So I was like, I'm gonna write sonnets, but I'm gonna do it like black people do it. I'm gonna be like, they're 14 lines. Fuck the rhymes. I'm gonna make it a crown of sonnets, but instead of repeating the last line, I'm gonna repeat some line in the middle. Cool, that's what I did. So this is in hot, humid July. I did try to write a sonnet. Here's the first part. Broken Sonnet, Part 1. In hot July, the night explodes, damp, wet. A humid brilliance to the sky, my poem that strokes this roughened earth's tilt towards sunset. A sigh and give for pleasure's sake. then calm. Body liquid as the air in which I melt, all ache and all releasing with ease. In pressing my palm, firm, tender, attentive to grass, damp, warm, fingertips digging, gentle, so gently into earth, against the pulse beat thrum of its breath in this wet night, in hot, humid July, under a sky that never fully darkens before gusting its brilliant, steaming breath of day again. I am reminded of your throat, my hands wrapped around it, loving, so lovingly gripped, your eyes wide with trust, desire, this same give, this same gasping heat. In hot, humid July, the sun bullied the clouds down, pressed, pricking on treetops, pierced, belly slopping, caught in the flashing, grumbling sky. My tongue drenches you in your wants, clears in moments. You will need to get out of these wet clothes. Grumbling sky, waited out slow, shallow breaths through thick-fingered, clammy hands of afternoon, pressing down, a weight just on the edge of bearing relief, release. I promise is hope. I hope is promise, not wish. Foolish and addled in the still, insistent, incremental, inching creep. I beg you not to quit on me. Let me take you past the breaking, your brow sun-flushed, rash with desire in this fever weather. Just on the edge of bearing the lull of you opening like a slow march of days. My fingers itching towards you, ready each night, steam rising. We slip, sweltering, slick sheets slurping our sweat into the in-between half-light of not day, half-light of not night heat. Always shimmer tickle along temples. Ooh, I'm steaming up my own glasses. Steam rising and storm-mashed earth, full cups of leaves susurrate, overturn, winds hurried rustle, wicks wet from grass blade. At day's long sprawl of an ending, the whirring fan blows cool. Sheen slide on limbs, stills into salt and stick. You and the mosquitoes beg a sip, then glut. At day's end, you are a long sprawl, I cup in my hand. We both watch the muscle, corded, writhing, dipping below horizon, breath short, panting. The drama, eyes wide, yours, mine, hold. A sudden turn, slithery. Sunset splits the sky at seam, splinters, and heaves. My God, the drama. How it all smashes open, rains. No, pours out, wringing every cloud pinned cross sky, fat wetness, earth's open lips overcome, overfull, you tip split, head flung, throat bared, a wrenching moan, my mouth flooded, gulping. Overcome the sky, heavy gray, the green, so green, sharp in the eye, dull in the ear, pressing down, I slow, laconic limbs move half tempo. The thrum, a slow, syrupy drip. then quick change, cooling evening air puddles, pools, pulls you flush to me, skins bare, slide ignited, you delight, my name, a sigh on your lips. Quick change this dance, sun, rain, heat, breeze, cover presses blanket heavy, flings off sweat-loosed limbs. After days longing, the relief comes, like nowhere else. You press up behind me, lift my skirt, puddling, drenches dry ground. Like nowhere else, summer comes here. Insistent blast, burn as days slips, light dims, a dream of breaking, blood thrums, pulsing eardrums, patient, and then, shudder release, your breath cool across my brow, we rest, love, same pace, slowing. Patient, I stacked wood. Out of the sudden rains, out of the damp. Patient, I laid the tender, the kindling, small, then large. The dried limbs struck a match, focused intent. Patient, I tend your fire, blow gently on embers, and you caught, small, hot, sizzle. Steam, arch up the sky, reopening. With my focused intent, you gave way, opened, easy. Let me partake and partook with me. Together, this was how you came. Eyes locked to my lips, and I sang, and I chanted you to shore, held you in the waves. Don't make me a lie. Don't make me a lie. It was your sigh. Your pleasure, your taking caught in my throat, how it pushed my own breath out of my chest. What space mid-afternoon in mid-July leaves in the ribs. Don't make me a lie. Sometimes I wait up the night, slow yawn, restless against thighs, pressing back, heated. Grind your hips, mine. In the dark, I reach for liquid proof. Toss off covers, turn on fan, lean, sweated, open mouth, panting. In the dark, I remember, in exquisite detail, every long moan. You, racked with pleasure, loosed, puff and gust over my shoulder, fingers buried, busy, in pulse thick. We wait out each swelter, crash together again, thunderous, electric, a storm bound to subside. Pulse thick, the night slow, and I sang, and I chanted you to shore. You caught, you caught, you caught, you caught, shudder release, this dance, a slow, syrupy drip, then how it all smashes you into the in-between. I begged you not to quit on me, caught in this wet night. Broken Sonnet, Part 2. Truth I know will hold, and with all I've tried, I pleased you once, and once you cared to please. You called for me, and glad came I to bed. Your change, a sudden pivot away from me, replacing lust with feigned disgust instead, as if too sure of this love given free. Once, you were earth in hot, humid July. I, the rain you drank. Don't make me the lie. Thank you.